It's the Brother Streep Garage of groundbreaking inventions.
Hello and welcome to the Brother Streep Garage of groundbreaking inventions. This is a show where the brothers pitch made-up inventions to me and hopefully make the world a better place. On my right we have Dill Streep.
It's an honor.
Hi.
Hi.
And on my left
Here I am.
we have Simon Streep.
Yeah, it's me.
Welcome, guys.
Thanks.
Um,
Thank you.
my name is Andrew, and this week's theme is the lounge.
The lounge, the place of all sitting.
Yes.
Some people may even call it a sitting room.
Yeah, I
but
do.
they're old. Oh,
Call it the sitting room.
Yeah.
That's
really?
weird.
Do you
Why?
ever have when you're somewhere else that's not the lounge, and then somebody goes, "I'm just going to sit inside." That's very old. When old
that
people
is
do
old.
that, let's go sit inside.
I
We are
definitely
inside,
don't do
Granny.
that.
We're in the kitchen.
Why do you
Anyway.
call it the sitting room? That seems like you're already limiting what people can do inside the room before you've even gone there. Come to the sitting room. Why are you standing?
I don't know. What must I say? I call it the sitting room. That's what my folks call it.
Well, your
They
folks
didn't
are
call it the
wrong.
lounge.
I find it annoying when I'm watching television and the sun comes around to an angle, thus it's in my eyes.
Okay.
Then I have to start moving my own body. I mean, I'm watching television. I want to be lazy. I don't want to be moving. If I wanted to watch TV while I was moving, I'd have like a treadmill and I'd be at a gym, and that's clearly not happening.
Or in the shower with a TV.
Yeah, that'd be good. So what I think is that you need a remote that both controls the TV
And the sun.
and the curtains.
Oh, that's plausible.
Yeah. Or the angle of the couch. Maybe you don't even need a thing. Maybe you could set it up so that it moves with the sun. So does the couch turns like this, and the angle of the TV turns like that. Maybe the whole house rotates with the sun. So
Maybe
that
the house
bedroom that
can
you like-
rotate around the sun and can be its own like sort of planet.
Okay, but I'm going to have to bring you into the lounge constriction, so you can't have
the
the house move.
Okay, so basically what happens is you are watching TV and you go, oh, that's annoying. I keep moving slightly down the couch, but
Yeah.
the couch is only so long. And eventually I'm going to have to get up and close a curtain.
So,
That's an issue.
so
for
you
me.
want some remote
I
control
want
curtains.
some remote control curtains.
Well, I actually had thought about this recently. A friend of mine was redoing his house and decided that he wanted to electrify most parts of his house.
Right.
And one of the things he wanted was to be able to lie in bed and open the curtains as well. So I think it's a good idea.
I
it's
mean,
very
I think it
plausible.
exists, remote control curtains, but these are controlled by the same control that's controlling the TV. That's really where
very
I
That's
start
great.
making money.
Okay.
So you're going to have to
I like
start
it.
buying Samsung curtains, basically.
Yeah.
My curtains are rubbish. One of them is just a piece of material draped over a piece of wood, basically, which you might say is what a curtain is. But there's no stitching, it's kind of just hanging there.
Have you not thought of potentially, and
So
this,
it's a step up from a caveman's house.
this might sound a bit extreme,
Yeah.
but have you thought of destroying the sun? Because you won't have that problem anymore if there's no sun.
This might be one of those things where you've made one thing better, but everything else worse.
Fair enough.
I mean, like what I quite like about it is
Yeah.
what if the curtains did it by themselves? They tracked the sun in their special computerized
Oh, I went
manner.
there earlier, sort of, but
Yeah.
it was poo-pooed.
Well, because you said the whole house moves.
Okay, so
all right.
okay, fine. So the
I
curtain,
like
basically
the
it's curtains
remotes.
that close either by themselves or by this, but I don't have to get up while I'm watching
All
TV.
right, so either way,
I like
Height
it.
of laziness.
Exactly.
Either way, it's curtains for you.
Hey, very good.
Simon.
My idea. So everyone likes pets.
That's a generalization, but carry
Well,
on.
most people like pets.
Yeah.
But sometimes people like me, for example, struggle with certain pets. Now, I'm not suggesting we eradicate all cats. That would be quite extreme. But if I go to a house where someone's had a cat, the cat's
My
inevitably been, sometimes your house, other houses are available. The cat's been potentially on the sofa and, you know, they've done the kind of thing where the hair is now all of a sudden on the couch. And someone like me gets there and thinks, there's been a cat here, and then often that ends up becoming a tissue
My
streaming.
nose sense is tingling.
Yeah. And so what I thought is that that's mainly being caused by the cat itself sitting on the couch. And you can't cats don't want to be trained. We all know this.
Yeah.
They seem to want to rule the roost, as they say. And so what I think what you should do is just get a chair that whenever has like a pressure sensor in. So whenever something more or less the size of a cat happens to, sit upon it, all of a sudden the chair will move quite violently and go causing the cat to be like, I don't know if I want to sit here.
Okay, I like the initial concept's good. How is the chair going to go?
Hydraulics.
Hydraulics. Just explain to me what the chair looks like when it does this.
All right, so say, for example, this is the sofa in question. Say I am the size of a cat.
Okay.
Use your imagination. All of a sudden, sit on the chair.
Oh, wow.
It shakes a bit. I meant to flee. I should have fleed at that
Yeah.
point, but you can visualize me just fleeing from the scene.
I mean, so...
It's pretty scary, but the problem straight up is that you said if something about the size of a cat. Now, aren't we all about the size of a cat to a point and then heavier? It can't work. It can't work where something is so light that it works. It has to be heavy and to a point. So a mouse will get on it, it won't be a problem. Human will get on it, it'll definitely be a problem.
Otherwise, you have to sit down at 1,000 miles an hour.
Maybe it waits 5 seconds before going. Maybe you kind of sit down. More at that point, it might go, but it actually lets you settle in for a bit.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're gonna at some stage potentially just lean your elbow on the couch next to you,
You might get a fright.
maybe that'll happen.
Does this chair look like your other chairs?
It looks like a normal chair.
Oh, it looks like a normal chair.
So that people will buy them.
So,
It looks like a space age chair, so
Okay.
that people might be like, I'd rather not have that
All right, so-
abattoir-looking thing inside my lounge.
so your friend who's just had a newborn baby comes around and they decide to put the baby on the chair and
See,
chaos ensues.
For some reason, you're assuming that I'm not allergic to babies.
So you're fine with that?
I'm okay.
Okay,
Is this
cool.
now, could this exist in a portion of a 3-seater chair? So that chair is the kind of scary chair for the cat? Because if you were sitting on the chair next to this chair and a cat got on and the hiss happened, that cat is probably going to get such a fright that its claws come out, it freaks out and causes so much damage to the chair, to your face sitting next to the cat. You probably, knowing how much you dislike the cat for its allergic tendencies with you, will probably want a cat to sit on this chair so that it gets a fright and runs away scared.
Yeah, you're probably like covered in catnip.
Go up there, come on.
Chair. I just think that people who have cats should have the etiquette to lock their cats away when people who don't like cats come around.
Right.
And so while you're there, you don't have that problem.
Yeah.
But it's because it's the build-up. It's not just the cat gets on and all of a sudden your couch is infected. It's the build-up of the couch. Because you could even switch the couch off for the period that you have the guests around if you really wanted to.
Couch you can switch off.
I know.
The problem as a cat owner is that I've bought a little bed for my cats once, about 6 Christmases ago, and I've seen one of them in it once. The rule with cats is if you buy something for them, they hate it. They're not. If you buy a chair that you think, yeah, now my cat will go on that, it won't.
But that's perfect then. Then you buy a whole lounge suite. Just buy everything you own for the cat.
Just with the intention in your own head, and that's the cure.
Solved.
That's
Brilliant.
amazing. Okay, Dylan.
The other thing that's frustrating when you are lazing about and watching TV and not wanting to get up to close any curtains,
Setting a trend here.
is that sometimes people walk past and they'll look in and they'll go, oh, he's there. Maybe he's got things for me. If I ask him nicely at the door, he'll give them to me.
Okay.
And, I have no problem with that, if you want to ask. Except that I do have a problem with it. I don't want to get up and come, because inevitably I'm probably going to say no. I don't even have a lot of stuff, for myself to eat, let alone giving hordes onto others. So I'm going to invent basically a one-way window, but it's not a mirror on the outside, because that'd be weird.
Okay.
It kind of reflects a different image of what is actually happening.
Empty house.
Inside the lounge, basically. Either an empty house
Like an aquarium.
or a big shark. I don't want to go in there.
Or just
in
like-
case when he opens the front door,
The
water
pours
comes
out.
out like in Jumanji.
Or something like, just like swatch sticker wallpaper or something. That's something where the average person's going to be like, I don't think that's a good idea.
Well, that's basically it. Maybe not as extreme, but either an empty house, a sleeping person on a couch. So you think, oh, that person's not watching TV, they could get up. I don't want to disturb them, they're clearly falling asleep watching TV. Or maybe a business meeting, something important that you wouldn't want to interrupt. or a home birth or something.
Yeah, I think a home birth. Although I don't think the person, like, the 5th time they walk past your house, you're like, flip, this has been a long labor.
I guess, yeah, it doesn't work on repeat walkings by.
Now, Dole, I think it's quite a clever idea, but something exists for this very thing.
I know what you were going to say.
The net curtain.
The net curtain, but I just don't feel that someone at my age can employ the net curtain.
I think if you have a window by a street, the net curtain is the thing you eat. I just wanted to make it rhyme, really.
I just don't know if that's true. I know. When you were living at your folks, I'd come there and I'd look in and I couldn't see if you were there or not.
Yeah.
And I'd have to ring the doorbell. And if you did want to avoid me, you could have. And that would have been very convenient.
I could have stood like I used to do
At
in the
the
one
window.
room where you peer out and you can see the person and go, no, I'm not going to go there.
Yeah, it's Dylan again. He wants my food.
Maybe there's a space here for branded net curtains. Maybe that's all the younger public needs, is their best brands or sports
Billabong.
teams or whatever on the net
Their
curtain.
favourite movie stars.
Exactly.
Prefer to stare.
That would also confuse people looking in. Oh, it's Brad Pitt. I don't know if I want to go in or not.
Well, I don't know. I think somebody asking for money might ask someone like Brad Pitt. Chances are he's got a few
Yeah.
to spare.
All right.
What do you think though of net curtains? I was hoping Simon would bring that up. I was hoping I'd touch on that little thing.
I've had this conversation recently with
Have
someone.
you seen anyone our age with net curtains?
I,
You know what we're
I
talking
don't
about
have
when
them.
we say
Yes,
net
I don't have them at
They're
the moment,
so clever.
but,
You
but
can
I want
look
them.
out, but you can't look in.
Yeah,
do you
they're
have
great.
against net curtains?
What's wrong with that? I think it's a great idea.
It just
I want
reminds
some.
me of my
Why-
gran.
Why
and
have
her
you
gran.
invented this whole entire other thing you can use when there's a perfectly good existing
Because
thing?
I'm trying to go forward in time, not back.
Not
I'm
all
trying
net
to say,
curtains
yes, I
have
want
floral
reflective
patterns.
Oh,
glass.
so you
but-
go, sorry, I don't want the wheel anymore because that was invented so long ago. Give
great.
me the square. I'm going back to the square.
That's exactly what I want. I want the square wheel for my car, for my hover car, and I want not net curtains.
Alright, well, I've got an idea that's completely different.
Good.
You know that sometimes when you're watching a film, you can be surprised that a certain actor's in a film. For example, the other day I went to go watch The Great Gatsby and I hadn't investigated the posters or really looked at the trailers. So I was expecting a bit of Leo, that's totally fine. Didn't really pay attention to who else was in the film. All of a sudden I'm sitting down, bam, main character, Tobey Maguire. Now,
Yeah.
Oh dear.
I had known Tobey Maguire was a main character, or at least one of the main characters in the film. I might have not gone to see the film in the first place.
Is it that bad?
I really do not like Tobey Maguire. I find him very wimpish and impossible to watch. So I think all TV should be installed with a feature that now perhaps the technology doesn't exist to create this, but where there can be no surprises. You can add actors that you don't like. So for example, me, it would be Tobey Maguire, Kirsten Dunst, done.
Tara Reid.
Tara Reid, that's a good one. Tara Reid, done. And then if those people are in those films, rather than not playing the film, because sometimes it might be a nice film. For example, Josie and the Pussycats, perfectly fine film, even though it has Tara Reid in it. What it
That's
does,
former Tara Reid though. She was still not as quite annoying.
that's a good point. But still, anyway, what happens is all it does is it super generates a different actor's face onto that actor's face, and you watch the film. It's slightly with Toby, it's more his voice. He's got a very wimpish, annoying voice. So for him, maybe just pitch shifts the voice a bit, and you're watching the film. You get to experience it
Yeah.
with a different actor.
I mean, like, how advanced is this software? Like, do you get to choose who it puts, or is it wherever Tara Reid is, it's Morgan Freeman? It's like, and he's on her face everywhere it goes. That would be very confusing.
I think you'll probably find that
And it might create weird plot holes.
You know what could be really funny is if you created a film where using your technology you replaced all the characters with Eddie Murphy. So it ended up Eddie Murphy would play the mom, the dad, the son.
But once again,
And that would be hilarious
Yeah, that would be
because just the
hilarious.
thought.
there's
on
an
a film
invention where once
Eddie
again
Murphy,
you've gone all out, and what the sum of its parts is not equal to an enjoyable whole.
Right.
Because I don't think having Eddie Murphy as every character, I think that's worse. I'd rather have Tobey Maguire than have like Eddie Murphy playing Tobey Maguire.
so you've listed Eddie.
I don't know, that would be awesome.
You've listed Tobey Maguire and Kirsten Dunst as two of your top three least favorite actors or actresses. You must really have hated the Spider-Man films.
They were particularly
Like-
bad.
Well, how would you watch them? I mean, you go through life creating a scene where you'd rather have not watched The Great Gatsby because one of the two of the worst film actors of your lifetime are in it. And you must have known they were both in the Spider-Man films.
I had to just suck it up because I hadn't. I mean, maybe the Spider-Man films were part of the reason I didn't like these actors. I started off with a vague
The
dislike,
birth of it.
and then all of a sudden, watching those three films, I was like, yes, I've established that my view is correct.
Yeah.
These two people are not to be watched. That's why it's a good thing the Spider-Man films didn't even have Tara Reid in. Otherwise, it would have been a goner from the beginning. They're like, no, screw these 3 films. You'll go straight to the remake.
I like the remake. Quite enjoyed it.
It's very good.
Well,
Should become a film review now.
I know.
Eddie Murphy in the new Spider-Man. Look out for it.
That'd be great. Do you guys want to hear some of my inventions?
I'd love to.
I wouldn't really like to, but I'm going to.
Okay, well,
for the format
just
of the
have a
show.
listen. So, Simon, this is almost the same. Not all.
Oh, I like this.
Yeah.
I'm
As
in.
to your cat invention, okay? This involved cats. Okay. It's called the cat tunnel, and it's to avoid having cats on your sofas.
All right.
So how it works is you have a lengthy, let's say, 4-person surfer, and who sits on the sofa, and
So
and
4 surfaces sitting on the
it's
sofa.
4 sofas sitting on
And
a
the
long
surface is covering
4-person sofa, and the sofa on the bottom right has a tunnel entrance that goes round the back of the couch up and onto the left arm, and that is a tunnel that apparently cats love. You can line it with catnip or whatever. And the cat
Why would
stays
a
off
cat
the
just love
sofa
that tunnel?
and enjoys it because cats like tunnels.
But surely the cat will go through the tunnel and onto the left arm.
Yeah, what they've done is they've almost solved the problem, but then left it.
What you need to do is you need to block up that end exit. So
and,
they go up the tunnel.
and have a door that closes on the other side. You just store cats in there.
I'm buying that
so
sofa. Okay.
all right, with that adaptation, you like it. My second invention that I found online is, I'm sure you've actually heard of it. It's the sofa car. All right?
I've never heard of the sofa car.
You've never heard of the sofa car?
Is it a bed shaped like a car?
Let me explain this to
I've
you.
heard of that.
You're watching TV on the Sunday afternoon,
Yeah.
and you've just remembered that you actually need to be somewhere very important, and you don't have time to get in your car. So
You have time to drive
your
a
couch,
sofa out of the house.
your couch is also a car.
This can't be true.
This is true.
Oh, this
Did you say
exists?
this is a thing that exists?
This is a thing that exists online, the sofa car. It was created by Mr. China. Someone, I can't remember his first name.
Made in China.
No.
Is this
I think
some
you've dreamt
elaborate
this.
ruse?
No, this is real, and it has a comfortable. I think it's a 2-person sofa. It's got a lampshade that sits behind you on the right-hand side, and you have to wear riding goggles if you want to look the part. It's
A
it's
lampshade?
leopard skin. It
You
looks
have to
very
wear
comfortable.
riding goggles to drive
and,
the sofa
and you
car.
just
Because
drive
it
it like
doesn't
a
have a
normal car.
windscreen. so it's
Yeah.
Immediate windscreen.
Yeah.
Just put it over your eyes.
Unfortunately, you do have to have a lounge that is also a garage.
Do you have to have a driver's license for the sofa car?
I would presume you do, or
Do
at least
you-
a sofa license.
Do you like fill it up with feathers? I mean, there's a run of petrol. What happens here?
No, it's a petrol-based vehicle
Okay.
sofa.
Is this more of a car that somebody's just kind of taken the roof off and stuck a sofa in?
No, I think they've made a sofa work.
Yeah, is this the
into
thing?
a car.
Is it like it sounds like it's going to be a rather crap sofa and a
Yeah.
crap car? I don't know why you would want it.
But
then.
why?
The worst of both worlds.
I mean, it's not difficult to make a sofa comfortable.
It's also not difficult to get out of your chair and get into your car, you freak.
That's the problem. Your first line was, oh, when you don't have the time to get into a car, just stay on the sofa and somehow convert your lounge into a garage.
I don't think I have the time to work to get enough money to buy the sofa car.
Probably not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that wraps up this week's show of the Brother Streep Garage of Groundbreaking Inventions. If you like the video, please post a comment, like it with a thumbs up, and share it with your friends. And tune in to our next video, which will be posted shortly. Thanks for watching!